Sing, goddess of the rod of Achilles. The story you are about to hear is one of the oldest of soldiers' tales. It is a story of honor and infidelity, of devotion and betrayal, and of love and war. It is a story of families and individuals and the tragic consequence of a single act. Its themes are universal. Our story takes place in the ancient Greek Aegean around 1500 BC. The gods and goddesses are celebrating the wedding of the goddess Thetis to the mortal Peleus. Unfortunately, the goddess's tribe has been left off the guest list, and in anger, she spoils the wedding by throwing a golden apple into the crowd. Engraved with the apple are the words, "To the fairest." Of course, all the goddesses claim it, and the task of deciding falls to Zeus. Zeus, who unwilling to get into the middle of the argument. He recalls the story he heard of a mortal named Paris. Paris, who lived on Mount Ida near Troy and was the most fair-minded.
Judge me the fairest, and I will give you the most beautiful woman in the world.
Paris bows before her and sets the golden apple at her feet.
She, Aphrodite, she is the fairest of all the goddesses, and that is my decision. Athena! Hera! My wife! Whither you go, young man, beware, as you have angered the goddesses, but for now, the fairest will lead you to your prize, the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Sparta.
Of Sparta, where he is treated with great hospitality by the king Menelaus, and looked on with loving eyes by the queen Helen. Late one night, Paris and Helen flee the kingdom and sail for Troy, infuriating Menelaus.
We must go to Troy to retrieve her. If it weren't for these winds, we would be there already. How many miles would we travel? By land? By sea? We've gotten nowhere.
I will defend my own, but the goddess' wrath overpowers us.
Perhaps you had best go no further. My wife, Penelope, yearns for her protector, and my young son, Telemachus, his father.
I am ready to fight. I will defend my oath to the life. My honor cannot be restored until Helen is returned to you with my house. I will follow my friend Achilles to the deck if need be.
Gentlemen, my wife cannot take the strain.
My daughter, Iphigenia, will not be godlike alone to the other. I understand the distress over the loss of your wife, Menelaus. But the sacrifice of my daughter Iphigenia.
Woman, the decision must be made by me. Your feelings would not take into consideration.
Although he doesn't show it, because of his unsuccessful attempts to launch the ships, Agamemnon's mind is made up. He has heard murmurings of discontent and talk of installing Achilles as their leader.
Guards, bring my daughter Iphigenia.
I understand the situation, Father, and willingly go to my bed.
We must have a fair wind for Troy. Send tomorrow to Aulis.
The Greek forces get their fair wind for Troy, but once on the shores of Iliad, they are faced with the great walls of the city itself. For 10 years, the Greeks lay siege, but they cannot breach the walls of Troy. The encampment on the beach is full of discontent. Soldiers fan out in the countryside and up and down the coast, burning and looting neighboring villages.
Look at the gold we have village. Divide it up, Ajax. And behold this fine slave, the daughter of priest of Apollo.
She is too strong, and they are cousins.
Speak, what are your names?
I am Princess, daughter of Chryses, a prince from Garnet. And I am Chryses, daughter of Chryses, priest of Apollo.
This time you have been raging the village. Apollo has been angry. I have been forced to give up fair crisis in the hope that Apollo will give us mercy. I command, as a leader, I command you to give the girl Brises to make up for the losses. Deliver her to my tent immediately, and the rest of you get some sleep.
I grow fond of her.
There are others.
Dear friend, you must obey your commanding officers.
Perhaps, by some clever scheme, we might win her back.
We can take her by force. Food can come, disobedience, and treachery can turn deadly.
Patroclus, but you will pay for this. I'll refuse to fight when the others learn of it. They will not fight. And what chance will we have then?
Achilles' refusal to fight fuels the discord of the Greek forces, and Agamemnon is unable to lead them. The war is at a standstill. Atop the walls of Troy, King Priam, Queen Hecuba, and the royal family look with suspicion from the palace battlements.
I can't understand. It's been days since the last attack. Perhaps our defense is wearing them down. At last. When will they next stop?
Have lost their sons, fathers, and husbands. Perhaps the gods are merciful. Helen, do not look so pale.
Paleness doesn't affect her beauty. People are willing to die to maintain her presence and possess it.
Just then, Hector, Prince of Troy, rushes up to them. A look of concern flashes across Andromachus' very face.
Hector, my dear husband, why do you put on your helmet? It looks like a father's son. Look you in horror. Take it off.
You have spoken too soon. The arms of Achilles are leading forces to our gates. Andromache, I will do as you ask. But allow me to say farewell. I will meet Achilles and stop this raid on our homeland.
Hector removes his helmet and embraces his son and his wife. revealing Achilles' armor.
Behold, the arms of Achilles, and the man I killed was not Achilles. What do this mean?
Sees the new armor and hears Achilles call to him. He kisses his wife and baby and meets Achilles at the gates.
You must pay for the murder of my best friend Patroclus. He was good and honest, and you must die.
My eyes were deceived.
Prepare yourself.
And Hector is overcome. He falls, and from the ramparts come a wailing from the women of Troy. To the astonishment of all, Achilles ties Hector to his chariot and drags his body around and around the outer of Troy. For days, Achilles drags the body of Hector around the walls of Troy. Never have the Trojans seen such brutality. But finally, after a proper ceremony for Patroclus, Achilles retires to his tent with the body of the slain Hector.
Achilles, I have come to retrieve the body of my son, heir to the royal house of Troy.
Price, especially, it's a form of retribution.
In exchange for my son, I understand. The 25 ducat is appropriate.
But the gold you brought is not enough. It doesn't meet the condition.
Polysena, with tears in her eyes, steps forward and removes a heavy gold chain from around her neck. She puts it on the scale with the gold coins. The scale tips. Achilles, his heart overcome by her sorrow and loveliness, finds that he was softened.
Listen now, King Priam, and tell me how things have become of this.
They talk of their sorrows until late in the evening. All the while, Achilles grows more and more fond of Polysena. Finally, Priam, noticing his daughter's effect on the Greek warrior, offers her hand in marriage.
If her marriage will mean an end to the misery of my people, I give her to you.
I accept your offer.
Achilles embraces Polysena and takes her hand. Next day, Achilles sneaks out of camp and meets Polysena at the temple of Apollo. This is not the first of their meetings. They have spent much time together talking about their families and their future.
Polysena, tell me once more about your trip to the Oracle of Delphi.
There will be no more tales to tell, save the tale of your death.
Polysena! Have you thrown away so willingly your future?
My future was destroyed when you killed my brother's Hector. I despise you and take pleasure in avenging my brother's death.
Fly a single arrow, it hits Achilles in his ear. A perfect aim. Achilles cries out in pain. He falls. Polysena and Paris hear voices. They leave the temple. Protector of Achilles proposes a vote for the arms of Achilles, his armor to the best soldier of the Greek forces. The warriors must choose between Odysseus and Ajax. Agamemnon broods over not being nominated.
And here are the two jars, full of clay marbles, represents the votes for Ajax, and one jar for Odysseus. Let the votes be counted.
Athena, fond of Odysseus for his clever strategies, sees to it that he has the most votes. Agamemnon peers into jar, then whispers to Athena.
It has been decided by the soldier of the Greek forces that Odysseus will receive. By the soldiers of the Greek forces that Odysseus will receive the arms of Achilles.
Days later, Priam marches as the Greek burn their encampment, load everything onto their ships, and sail off. They investigate down at the beach.
What is this? A giant wooden horse?
Perhaps it's a gift to a god and goddess. Beware! Beware! The blood of the citizens of the tribe. Beware.
Priam puts his arm around his daughter. As a girl, the god Apollo had given her the gift of prophecy. Priam directs the gates to be open and the great structure is wheeled into the city. There is much singing and dancing celebrating the retreat of the Greek forces. The festivities last until the early hours of the morning, and when the last soldier on guard has fallen asleep, the belly of the horse opens up.
I told you my plan would work. They are ours for the taking.
And a band of Greek soldiers begin cutting a path of destructions across the city.
The royal families burn the cities, so that no one left standing higher than my knee.
While another group run to open the gates, the other side of which waits the entire allied Greek forces who had been hiding off the coast. The ancient city falls. This morning, the women of Troy are brought before the Greek warriors. Their men killed. They are the mercy of the victors.
As a queen of Troy, I beg for mercy for my family.
As the queen of Troy, you have no voice. As the leader of the Greek forces, I decide Cassandra, your lovely daughter.
Her part in the death of brave Achilles. Your other daughter, Polysena, will be sacrificed on his tomb.
Approaches Helen and put his hand on his sword. His wish is to strike her down for the suffering of so many. But when she turns to look at him, his love is new, and he takes her back as his wife.
Competitor, step forward. You will be given to Neoptolemus, son of Achilles. Why do you hide yourself? Put tails at your gown.
A soldier pushes Andromache aside to reveal Astyanax, the last son of the royal house of Troy.
Take the child from her.
Walang kumilo.
My husband and now my grandson, have mercy.
The heir to the royal house of Troy shall not live. Throw him to the walls. Gather the gold and load the ships. After 10 years, we have gotten Helen to his husband. Return.